Hey y'all, Joe here with the Texas Rancher, and today we're going to be going over the Infiray Automotive Night Vision System, otherwise known as the NV2. I hope the lighting and the audio sound okay. I have tried this several times and hopefully I get it right this time. We're back here behind the barn. I apologize if some roosters are crowing later. Anyways, let's get into it. Today I'm going to be giving you a quick overview of what's in the box and a quick overview of how I installed it on my Kawasaki Mule. And then I'm going to try my best to show you the screen and show you what the camera looks like. The downside is the system cannot record the screen and it cannot take pictures. So the best I can do is put my camera up to the screen and show you what it sees. And hopefully we don't get any glare and you guys can see it pretty good. So let's go over what's in the box. I have already installed it, so obviously not everything is in here, but I wanted to give you a real quick rundown. So that's what the box looks like. It's really nice packaging. You got the Infiray logo there. Automotive AI night vision system. It's called the NV2. Okay, so you're going to get your user's manual, a warranty card. You're going to get a very long 12-volt cable. There's your 12-volt plug right there, and on the back of the plug for the cigarette lighter or your accessory is 2 USB ports. You get a double-sided tape to go on the bottom of the unit if you want to stick it to a flat surface. You get double-sided tape for the camera itself if you want to stick it to something, or you can mount it using the provided hardware, which is on the Mule. I'll show you in a minute. You get a small Phillips head screwdriver, an Allen key, and you get a bunch of tiny little screws. Besides that, you'll get the unit itself, which is right here. And then you get the camera, which is right there. Let's try this side. It's telling me hazard. So here's the camera. It comes with a plastic bracket. There's a hole on each end of it, and then I just screwed it into the mesh on my bumper with a long bolt and a nut on each side that I had to find myself. It does come with the hardware for a license plate bracket on your car, but since I'm putting it on my Mule, I had to just use my own hardware. There's the wire that comes out of the back of the camera with a FACRA connector, and it's a female, and then they give you a long cable with the male end on this end, and then what goes on the camera is a female end, and it plugs in the back right there. There's only 2 plugs on the back. One is for your accessory and one is for the GMSL coax cable. And then they give you that long cord for the accessory. I'm using a shorter cord that I had that has a power button and little flexible cord. It's only about a couple feet long, and I didn't want to use the long cord yet. Let's go over the specifications right quick. I'll set this tripod up on me. All right, so the specifications. It's got an operating temperature range of 20 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. It's a waterproof rating of IP67 for the thermal camera. And the unit itself, the head unit, is IP54 in the vehicle. I'm using it on the Mule. The Mule gets wet. And IP54 means that the head unit itself can handle spray from water, and it can handle dust. If you're going to use it inside your car, it's not an issue. An IP67 for the thermal camera means that it can be submerged under 3 feet of water for up to 30 minutes. So if you happen to be driving through water, that's not going to be a problem. The target highlight and icon is a voice prompt. I don't know if you'd be able to hear that, but when I pass in front of it, it says warning, too close. It's got a standard FACRA interface and GMSL communication protocol and high speed and stable data transmission. FACR cables are real common in all your newer vehicles that have infotainment systems and touch screens and all that kind of stuff. It's just the kind of connector that it's using, and a tiny little coax cable to transmit the data from the camera to the head unit. The camera terminal connections contains an infrared thermal imaging module with an all-weather road condition perception. It's compact size for easy installation. Let's see, the algorithm supports intelligent perception of danger on the road. This does use AI technology. We're going to get to the resolution in a second. Let's go ahead and, I'm trying to get ahead of myself. So the NV2, the product name is Automotive AI Night Vision System. The sensor technology is an uncooled VOX microbolometer, and the array format is 256 by 192. It does use AI to upgrade it to 384, and I've been very impressed with the image quality so far. And I use a scope on my rifle that's 640, so I'm used to seeing 640. I've hunted with 256 and 384, and after using 640 for about a year, I'm actually very impressed with the image quality. It's very clear. So the pixel pitch is 12 micron. 12 micron is good. The lower that number, the better. They don't include its millikelvin rating, which is an important specification in thermal. The lower the millikelvins, the better it performs in high humidity. We live here in Texas, so we always have a lot of humidity. So they don't list that. I don't know what the millikelvin rating is, but it is 12 micron. The spectral band is 8 to 14 micron. It has the lens focal length of 4.5 millimeters, and the field of view is 40 degrees. And that's actually pretty wide for a camera like this. I feel like it's probably has a native zoom of like 1.5 or maybe even 1 power. They don't list that either, but the field of view is actually pretty wide. And it doesn't zoom. The power supply is 12 volt for your car cigarette lighter, and its power consumption is 6 watts, and with the heater turned on, it's 9 watts. Let's talk about the heater. So inside the thermal camera, if it gets fogged up or if it's cold and gets iced over, you can turn the heater on by long pressing the volume up and volume down at the same time. Long press, and it'll turn on the heater, and a little icon will come on the screen. When you want to turn the heater off, just repeat that process, long press volume up and down, and it'll turn it off, or you can just let it turn itself off automatically, and I believe that's 20 minutes that it'll turn it off automatically. I have not yet had the thermal camera get fogged up on me, so I have not had to use the heater, but I have turned it on and off. It's a high impact resistant optic for the camera. I suppose it's probably hard to shatter or break it or scratch it, and it has the automatic heating element, they call it. The dimensions of the unit is 95 millimeters wide and 111 millimeters by 51 millimeters. That's for the NV2. And then the width for the thermal camera is 36 millimeters in length by 27 millimeters high. The camera, it'll fit, it's about the size of a quarter. I mean, it's really small. There's a picture of it right there. You can see it's pretty small. You can see, all the details about this if you visit their website. You can get it on Infiray.com or xinfrared.com. I'll put links to their websites in the description. So that's really about it. The system is pretty bare bones. It does what it's supposed to do. Let's go see. There's Candy, our donkey, right there by the fence. Let's see if we can get a shot of her in the camera. I'm trying not to get the glare. If you can see her. Man, my screen is kind of dark. But she is in front of the camera, and it looks great on my end. It looks fantastic. I'm trying to show y'all. This is the difficult part, is trying to show y'all. There we go. That's what she looks like in the thermal. So that's the best that I'm going to be able to show you the screen. Let's talk about how well it works. This thing works so good that I can turn off my headlights at night and I can sit in the driver's seat and just use the camera to navigate. There it is again. And I just have it sitting up here on my dash. There's Candy. There's a little bit of a glare, but you can see her. So it is rated, they say on their website and in their stuff, they say that this camera has a detection range of 200 meters. Absolutely it does. The question is, what can it detect? How small? And the different distances. As a hunter, and I'm assuming a lot of you that are watching this video are interested in this because it can be used for hunting. Here on the ranch, we got a lot of land, and it's about a mile across it. But before I put this on my mule, I had it set up on my porch, plugged into the mule, so that I could, just kind of test it out. And we had cows up in the northeast pasture that are about 1,000 yards away, and I could see the heat signatures with this camera, although I could not tell what they were. I was looking at them through my thermal scope. Obviously, I knew they were cows, but using this camera, I could definitely see that there was hot objects up there in a group. And as far as positive ID range, me and a friend of mine, we tested it at 100 yards, from 50 to 100 yards with a rangefinder during the day, and he stood at 50, 75, and 100, and I could definitely positively ID a human waving their arms at me at 100 yards. Honestly, I believe had we stretched it out to 200, I think we would have been able to do that at 200 as well. At 200 yards or 200 meters, you're definitely going to be able to see cars and large objects, all types of heat signatures at 200 meters, 200 yards. You could probably ID a human. You would not be able to positively ID a dog or a coyote or a hog at 200 meters, but you would definitely be able to see, a pretty good size white hot object in your field of view. A horse or a cow, I believe you could identify them out to 500 yards with this. Your large objects, large animals, 500 is not a problem. If you're driving around your pasture at night using this thing to scan in front of the vehicle, you're definitely going to be able to see heat signatures way out there. And then once you spot some heat signatures, then you jump out and get on your scope or your handheld, and then you get your positive ID before you take your shot. That's how I hunt. And so I love this thing. It sells for $5.99 on the Infiray website and the X-Infrared website. Other third-party companies out there are trying to sell it for $6.99. But, some of my friends have asked me, would I pay $5.99 for this? And after having it for a few weeks, yes, I would pay $5.99 for it. I've found it very useful. I really like it. And had they not sent this to me for free for testing, I would be buying one. I probably would have already had one because I was looking at it, and then I sent them an email, and I told them that I was interested in it and that I wanted to do some testing, in the field for hunting, and they were nice enough to send it out to me. I'm not being paid to make this video, but they did send me the unit, and then it's up to me to give my review. So I don't think I've left anything out. We've talked about the specifications. We've talked about ID range, a detection range. Let's see if we can get another shot of the screen. So I wish that I could do better testing for you on the camera so that you could see how it works. But there are some videos out there on YouTube of people using it in their car, not for hunting, and you can kind of get an idea of how it works. And you can go to their website and they've got pictures and stuff like that. But other than that, you're just going to have to make the decision for yourself. But anyway, that's all I've got. That's my final review of the Automotive Night Vision System NV2 by Infiray. Went over with, what's in the box and how I installed it on my mule. You can follow me on Facebook at the Texas Rancher, on YouTube at the Texas Rancher, and then on Instagram, the Texas Rancher, and TikTok, the Texas Rancher. My following on those platforms is kind of small, but as of making of this video, I have about 140,000 followers on my Facebook page, the Texas Rancher. If you like this kind of content, if you like cows and animals and ranching, you can follow my day-to-day life on my Facebook page. And you can just kind of follow me along and meet all the animals and everything. We have a lot of fun. We've got a great community. We even have a private group with over 3,000 members, the Texas Rancher private group. So follow me on all the socials. And thank you for watching. And I hope y'all have a great day. As always, y'all be good. And we'll see you next time.